Midweek Sha Tin meeting this week on the all-weather. Welcome to Racing to Win, where we have it previewed for you, along with some other bits of information, with a couple of stars of Hong Kong racing doing their thing over the last 4 or 5 days. To preview it all, Paul Alley and Nick Child. And Nick, a dirt meeting on a Wednesday night.
It certainly is, yeah. Look, for a second there, I thought you were referring to Paul and I, but obviously not. We're talking about equine stars. But tough card this on the all-weather. Not unsurprising as well. Quite a few having their all-weather debuts.
These two stars will be under the stars tomorrow night out at Sha Tin, Paul, and you've got the wallet out and a bit of cash thrown around to top a few things up for us.
Yeah, so we've got the first 4 in quartet merge pools and the even races, 2, 4, 6 and 8 for you, Mark. So those even races and 800,000 going to those, so a decent pool there to start with.
It is. Before we get to the trials at Sha Tin on Tuesday morning, Nick, a wonderful result for Hong Kong China in Dubai. It was a good team the locals had sent over, California Spangle, Sight Success, Voyage, Bubble Straight, Aaron, etc. But California Spangle did everybody proud.
He did, yeah. Look, it was a super win in the Alquaz sprint. He travelled really well throughout, and big win this for Brenton Avdullah as well. Of course, no stranger to Group 1 success, but this certainly would have meant plenty to him, as I know it has done. So yeah, look, it was wonderful to see him do this.
Yeah, and it just shows how versatile the horse is. You know, he's been racing all the way up to 2,000 metres and brought him back in trip, and they might keep him to the sprint trips now after that.
They've certainly turned him around, that is for sure, with the win in Hong Kong leading into the win in Dubai. At Sha Tin on Tuesday morning, there was a very big name in both the saddle and the equine world returning. Golden 60 had his first trial back from injury. Nick caught up with Vincent Ho shortly after the champ had trialled.
Vincent, we've seen Golden 60 trial here this morning, obviously, very much the star turn of this morning's trials. First of all, how did he feel to you?
Yeah, it felt good. A little bit heavy still, you know, but we still have some time. So, yeah, I'm happy with how he is after a long break, and so do I. But, I mean, he always felt good with me, good response. Sort of ease, you know, we ease him off a bit the last 100 and so. His first trial back, but we'll pick up after this and see. Yeah.
Obviously, with him always, Vincent, a case of obviously going through the motions with him, and as you say, on the back of that lengthy layoff, he's a horse we've always known to be pretty good fresh. How much do you think he will benefit from that trial here this morning?
Yeah, definitely improved from that, and he always a bit laid back, especially this couple of years. At the trials, always show some laziness, even on turf gallop. But that's him. I mean, he worked himself towards the race all the time. So yeah.
Talking of his next race and working towards targets, obviously that is Champions Day. Between now and then, what does the routine look like for Golden 60?
Just usual, probably some gallops next week, and then one more trial, turf gallops, and ready for the race.
I know we always pose the question to you, but he is obviously getting a bit older now, and obviously Champions Day has been a day he's made his own. That clearly the target now. I guess beyond that, that's probably something that maybe you and Francis don't really want to sort of consider until Champions Day is done and dusted, I suppose.
Yeah, I think so. You know, as you said, it's we'll wait until Champions Day. There's no rush for now. It's a horse that enjoys and loves his racing. So, I mean, if he's healthy, why take away what he loves? And yeah, it's well, you know. So he should get to go out there and enjoy what he loves. So yeah.
I know it's not a race scenario, Vincent, but on the back of this morning, as an 8-year-old, does he feel as good as ever?
Yeah, I mean, it never felt like 8 years old. Yeah. It feels even better, improving every year when age get older, you know. But I mean, the structure of horses, they always get to tend to build 100% when they're 6. So, I mean, 8 is nothing.
Great to have him back, Paul, and you just never know what you're going to get from Golden 60 with a trial now, do you? Used to be always he was way at the back on the all-weathers. Now you just never know what to expect.
No, exactly. And look, he's getting on in age. He's still going well, though, and hopefully we'll see him at Championships Day.
Yeah, the winner of the thick end of 166 million Hong Kong dollars, and obviously 10-time Group 1 winner as well. So, look, he looked great this morning. We'll come on for it, of course, and good to chat with Vincent, who seemed pretty chipper about him as well, actually.
And we had Vincent on the show, of course, late last week, aiming to be back in a week or two's time. In fact, week and a half, perhaps, just depending on rides, as Vincent told us. On we go to Sha Tin now on Wednesday night. 8 races on the all-weather, meeting number 60 for the season. The first race at 7:15, and the 2 races we preview on the show, races 5 and 8, Class 2 1200 and the Class 3 over the 1650. Just before we get into race number 5, there is a scratching in the race. Kerpenny has come out, so that will change the pace angle slightly. There's the Hong Kong Chinese Importers and Exporters Association 70th Anniversary Cup, the trophy race of the evening. Seasons Wit gets a senior rider on board this week. Bundle of Charm has the pacifiers going back on. Gummy races very well course and distance. Wonder Kit's placed his only time on this surface. Maniac has had 2 trials since we last saw him, and Winning Icy's won 4 times over the 1200 metres. They have all been at Happy Valley. Pinghai Galaxy, who led up in a recent trial, Nick, will appreciate the fact that Kerpenny's nowhere to be seen.
Most definitely will, yeah. Look, and he likes to lead old Pinghai Galaxy. He's not getting any younger, man. He's an 8-year-old, but he does have a nice way of going, doesn't he? And he should certainly be the one, I think, to jump right on onto the speed here. Exponential Maniac won't be too far away. Look, it's only a relatively small field, so they should all get their chance here. Paul, Bundle of Charm, Seasons Wit likely to the back.
Yeah, exactly. Just where Wonder Kit's going to settle, because he does like to go forward, but Exponential's not going to let him in.
Before we crack on to our first interview on the show, is featuring the race night upcoming, Paul, with it being an all-weather meeting. These are the leading riders. You can see plenty of jockeys sitting on 3, but Matthew Chadwick with the best of them on placings.
Yeah, he is. But, you know, these jockeys ride the track pretty well, and Sha Tin in particular, lightweight. So he gets on those lightweight horses, and he's got the best record.
Got some nice rides too as well, Karis. Wouldn't shock if he added to that tally.
The trainers, Nick, look this way, led up by John Size with 6. The interesting runner is Benno Young doesn't appear on there after being so dominant on the all-weather last season.
Yeah, look, and I just wonder, maybe did he burn a few matches last season with those all-weather horses, and maybe they're just struggling a bit this. But John Size, interesting trainer always, Paul, when he switches a horse turf to all-weather. He's got one actually on Wednesday night doing just that, so it could be worth watching.
Yeah, must go, isn't it? And Mark Newnham and Jamie Richards, both they appear on there, both newish trainers here.
Jamie Richards is going to appear on our show right now. In fact, he's got 2 runners in race number 5. They are Seasons Wit and Maniac, and this is what he told Nick.
Jamie, race 5 on Wednesday night is the feature of the evening of Class 2. You've got a couple of runners in the race. Let's start with Seasons Wit. He's a horse who was making hay around Happy Valley, but he's got some sound or weather form.
Yeah, he goes along okay on there. He's probably a Happy Valley 1,000-metre specialist, but when he gets up into Class 2, there's not a lot of sort of suitable races for him. But there is one coming up, so we're running here and then 3 weeks into that. But the horse is in good shape. He's come out of his last run well. He's just had a maintenance trial, and everything seems to be in order there with him. He's drawn a little bit tricky in 5 in a small field, but hopefully he jumps away cleanly and can go forward.
You'd certainly have to take some positives from his latest all-weather run. I mean, he was second off a pound higher behind one of his rivals this time and again in Exponential. So on that running, you'd certainly have to give him some sort of chance, wouldn't you?
Yeah, he's an each-way chance. He always goes to the races and puts his best foot forward, so hopefully he can do that again on Wednesday night.
Recent trial, finished 4th. Antoine Hamlin was on board. Was he happy with him?
Yeah, he was happy. He just he was only sort of 3 weeks between runs, but he is a good doing horse, so just maintenance. He didn't need to do too much.
Your other runner's a little bit further down the handicap, Maniac, who will be the mount of Angus Chung, riding him for the second time. He's a winner on the all-weather, of course, and certainly handles it well.
Yeah, he does. He won well in Class 3, carrying a bit of weight with Huey on him, and got a lovely run that day. And he should get a good run again on Wednesday from a good gate. He's got no weight on his back, and he seems to be in good order. So, yeah, happy with him and looking forward to seeing how he goes.
He's looked a handy horse to sort of mix these surfaces, really, hasn't he, Jamie? I mean, obviously he's capable on turf for sure, but also on the all-weather. So I guess with that always, it does give you nice options going forward.
Yeah, he's probably like he won on a wet track at the Valley. He probably just prefers a little bit of easing in the ground, which he gets on the dirt. So, yeah, whether he's on his rating or not, whether he needs to get back down into Class 3, I'm not sure, but he's going to get his chance from a good gate with no weight on his back.
And finally, I mean, a bit like Seasons, but he's been to the trials this time up at Chung Fa, however, and he did win his trial. Has he taken well for that break up there?
Yeah, he does. He enjoys Chongfa, that horse. He enjoys his races being spaced out a little bit as well. So this race has been the target for him for a while, and hopefully he can run well for the stable.
There's Jamie Richards. Paul, season's win appears in our first replay. Did you have either of the Richards runners as a chance in this race?
Yeah, I do. Magniac. I think Magniac's going to really get a nice run just in behind. But looking at this one, you can see some of these horses that are coming out of this. Gummy Gummy, I think, is a leading chance coming back on the surface. Wonder Kid, he's just got to get a little bit of luck from that drawing. Bundle of Charm, I thought he hit the line strongly enough. Last time he raced Neil Weather when he won.
He did, yeah, no, for sure. Obviously, and on this evidence, you know, he's obviously going to appreciate getting back onto the all-weather. I mean, I just worry he's a bit high in the handicap of 92, but there were some good runs, and I think Gummy Gummy on his all-weather form is the one to take out of it.
Wonder Kid in that replay, Nick, in the yellow and green colours, comes out of the Francis Loy stable and fitting with Golden 60 back. The stable has had a wonderful march.
Yeah, they're flying along, aren't they, Francis? He's got plenty to smile about, that's for sure. And there you can see 56 starters, the 8 winners, and very high percentage there in the top 3. And he's introduced some nice young horses, Paul, as well.
He has, hasn't he? And he's got plenty more ammo as well. Looking at his charges here, I thought High Rise Power really caught the eye at his last start. Yellowfin, unfortunately, is drawn wide once again. He just might struggle again from that wide draw.
And Running Boy would need to improve, so the best possibly the last, or in fact probably are the last 3 of Francis' runners. The first one would surprise. Winning Icy, Nick, in this replay. He ends up running 3rd coming from well back. He's lightly tried on this surface, and we've seen Season Swit and Maniac in previous replays.
We have, yeah. Look, it's a fascinating race, this one. I think there are plenty that get their chance. But look, Winning Icy, very honest type of horse. Obviously loves it around Happy Valley. All of his wins have been there. He has run well on the all-weather, but my concern might just be the quality he's up against. I think there are 1 or 2 in here that might just have his measure. But you'll get a run for your money, and he's got no weight.
Yeah, lightweight. He's on this rating at 81. I just wonder if he drops the grade back to Happy Valley, might be the go for him.
Speaking of ratings, Pinghai Galaxy, Paul, is off his last winning rating. This is a recent trial from him. Alexi was happy to sit well off the rail this morning, and the grey just kept on trucking along really nicely.
He's really appreciating coming onto the surface, and he's got really good gate speed. Look, he's going to set up a merry chase, there's no doubt about it. He's drawn nicely in barrier 6. I think he'll be able to get across and lead. So, look, he definitely goes in for me.
Yeah, look, he's just struggled of late. Off marks nearing 100. Obviously, he's an 8-year-old, so it's always going to be tough for him. But 2-time winner over the course and distance. He can make the running, as we saw in that trial. And, you know, he looks in good form with himself. Good
report for the grey. And Exponential Nick is no stranger to a Wednesday night. We've seen him at Happy Valley plenty of times. He has won on this surface, been up to Chongfa, so hasn't raced since early in February. Yeah, he had a nice old break. Douglas White does like to do that with his horses. He's another 8-year-old as well, so we've got a couple of them in this race. £5 higher than his last win. I just feel it's going to be a tough ask for him off 86 rated. But look, he's surprised us in the past, obviously, with that most recent win, and that was, you know, when defeating Season's Wit. So he's got his beating. Yeah, look, he's a horse that does go well fresh. We've seen him. He won fresh up this season. In fact, he's won twice. But I sort of agree with Nick. He's getting towards the top of the handicap. That's a breakdown of runners in race number 5. You're taking your teeth out for the winner here. I am. I think the Gummy Gummy boys can win this one. So one for the oldies, the Gummy Gummies. They're on top, the 5. To beat Pinghai Galaxy, Magniac should get a nice run. And Bundle of Charm was a nice win on the surface last time he was on it. 5-3-8-4. Yeah, going with Gummy Gummy as well there. I just think on his all-weather form, he has the leading credentials for this. So I've put him on top over Bundle of Charm, who with just the 1 run on the surface, and that was a win. I think he can go well. Maniac goes in for 3rd and Season's Wit. So a couple of Jamie's runners there in for 3rd and 4th. 5, 4, 8 and 1. And that is the first part of Racing to Win. Off to a break, back with a whole lot more right after this. Welcome back to Racing to Win. We're going straight into the last run reminder now, Paul, and this horse is always flying home, but he has to get the start right. Yeah, he does. How he didn't win last time, I thought he'd won, even on the post. We'll see it again. You can see him weaving his way through. He gets back. He'll need pace on, but he'll get it in this race once again. And they actually went slightly slower than standard as well. So it doesn't really matter how fast they go. And look at this. He just really stretches out really well at the end. I thought he'd got up, but no, not to be. Just on the bob, the inside held on. Judge doesn't like you. Valiant Elegance just beating him there, and Smart Leader, of course, has come out and won. So last run reminder, race 2, number 10, Super Joy. is the LRR for this show of RTW. Race number 8 at 10.50 is the last. It's a Class 3 over the 16.50 and class drops for Nordic Dragon, Alacrity, Apache Pass and Adderfill. Yellowfin steps back up to the 16.50, so We Joy comes across from turf racing last time. Majestic Colour has the tongue tie going back on, and M Unicorn has his first appearance on this surface. Massive action down the bottom with a £5 claim, and with that £5 claim, Nick goes to the front.
He does, indeed. Massive action. Obviously, does like to go forward, so expect to see him up there early. Torbjorn Prince, another one, of course, who does show plenty of pace, and he could go forward and lead. He's actually drawn 4, so he's not got too bad a draw here on his all-weather debut. Look, they might well be stacked up in behind from the outside in. Yellowfin, Apache Pass and Majestic Colours. So there should be a decent bit of tempo on, Paul.
Yeah, it should be really good pace. So, look, Torbjorn Prince likes to lead. Massive Action likes to lead. They're both strong leaders. So it's going to set up a decent pace, I thought.
We saw the stats for Francis Loy in the first part of the show. He prepares the horse called Yellowfin in this race, and he's to be ridden by Lyle Hewitson.
Lyle, Yellowfin is a horse you know extremely. In fact, I think you're the only man to have actually won on this horse, and very consistent, loves the all-weather, looks another strong chance Wednesday night.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. He's very consistent, and I must say, galloped him the other day, and I thought his form was sort of where he was when he was winning, although he has continued to run well since. I think that 1200 last time just put a bit of life back into him and sharpened him up. So, yeah, he's feeling very good, and, you know, you're always a chance going to a race with a horse like him.
I mean, given that, you know, he obviously has won over this trip, I guess stepping back up in distance is going to be key for him, isn't it?
Yeah, I think he does enjoy it. He is versatile, and I think because he's a decent type, he can run well over various trips, but he has shown his best form, I would say, probably over course and distance. So, yeah, going to the races, I think we can have confidence in where he is.
I know you didn't ride him last time, but he had a bit of a tough trip from gate number 12. He's got 10 this time. I mean, in your mind, looking at the race, going into it on paper, how much more difficult does that make it?
Yeah, I thought it was quite a difficult map this time round, although he will still be nearer the front of the race. There's 2 inside with leading claims as well, so I don't mind taking a sit in him. He ran really well when I took a sit last time, but he can't go back from his draws, so hopefully we get a bit of luck, either getting to the front or those 2 stretch along and we can get a position. And if we do, and he has a smooth trip in the first half of the race, well, then he'd be the one to beat towards the finish.
Yeah, he does look at a strong chance for sure. And just finally, looking back on the weekend, the Omen winner of Easter weekend got up, Flaming Rabbit. Nice to get him back in the winner's enclosure.
Yeah, very nice. You know, he was one of my favourite horses and the horses that I was most looking forward to this season. And obviously, things didn't go according to plan with his setback, and it's taken him a little bit of time. But a win like that, full of merit, was great to see, and hopefully he can go on.
He might just get a bit further, mightn't he, as well?
Well, that's the plan. I think we'll look down the line. Yeah, you know, he's actually, although he's got all that speed, he relaxes really well too. So it's definitely an option going forward.
Lyle Hewitson there with Nick talking Yellowfin. Paul, a horse we saw in that replay was Adderfill. Now, he went up in grade last time, went one of the worst races he's ever gone on the all-weather. Loves an all-weather 1650 metre race, though.
Yeah, exactly. Look, you just have a look here at his record. So he does enjoy it over this course and distance. Very consistent, like a bit of a forgive last time. So, look, I'm going to include him once again. I think he's too honest to leave it.
Yeah, look, he won off the £6 lower mark, but typically as they do go up in the handicap, it does get harder, so not unsurprising, really.
And here is that race, Nick, where he finished down the track. First time he finished outside the top 4 when it came to the 1650 on this surface. Apache Pass, Alacrity, Berlin Tango and Nordic Dragon also in this replay.
Indeed, yeah. Look, it could be a key form race, this, because, look, the horse I quite like is Alacrity. Now, he's drawn wide in 12. And yeah, look, I don't think it's far from ideal, but he's only had 2 runs on the all-weather. Both of them have been good, and he has had a trial since up at Chungfar as well. And I like the way he stayed on here, Paul. He's got the pedigree to certainly win on the dirt.
Yeah, definitely. And look, it was a good run from Adderfill. He was running on a bit at the end. He was a little bit wide, so I wouldn't totally dismiss him on that.
Got some trial form now, Paul, around Turin Mascot, who wasn't asked to do too much in this trial, but his better form has been over further at Happy Valley. You're a bit taken by the horse in the yellow colours, though.
Yeah, look, he's a well-rated horse now. His win was off 74. He's down to this 71 rating. Luke Ferraris from barrier 1. I think he's just going to tuck in behind those leaders, get a lovely run, coming onto the surface for the first time. He's out of a Fastnet rock mare, and that breed really likes the all-weather, so I think he's a chance at odds.
He had a nice trial. Look, you'd want to see him return to form. Hopefully the all-weather might just do that for him here as well. So, look, on his best, he's certainly interesting.
One more to have a look at, Nick. That is M Unicorn, who is a 4-time winner this season, all been at Happy Valley, heads to the all-weather for the first time.
He does, yeah, interesting move. He's, as you say, prolific around the valleys. He's actually been favourite in his last 5, so he's always been well fancied. So, not sure where to sit with him at this stage on the all-weather, though.
Yeah, he's by Severbill, so there is some breeding there.
Wide drawn. He did have a tough run last time at the Valley. Who do you like in this race, Paul?
Look, I've made the long shot in this race, which is Majestic Colour. I think he can sit just behind the leaders here. His last one was off a rating of 74 and he's down to a 71 rating. So I think with that rating points and the run he's going to get, I think he can win. And he hopefully he's at a decent price as well, Majestic Colour. So I don't mind him. Ediful, now, look, he was wide last time. He did have a few excuses as he came in. So from barrier number 9, hopefully he'll get a bit of a run coming in. Alacrity, another one that's drawn wide, but with Alacrity, he has gone well on the surface before, and he will get the pace on. So if he does go back, he can finish off strongly enough. And massive action in there for 4th. He's going to be leading. So I think as long as he doesn't get too much pressure from Torbian Prince, he can stay on well enough as well. So I've got him on a minor line. So 10, 4, 2 and 13 for me.
I've gone the 6 here in the last yellow thin. I thought he was a decent chance to continue what's been a consistent run of form. Over Alacrity, who needs to overcome his wide draw, but if doing so, I think he's more than capable of running a big race. Adderfield goes in. He loves it around here on the all-weather, and massive action has looked good in his only start on the surface. 6-2, 4-13.
That is a look at race number 8. A reminder, all races are previewed on the website, hkjc.com. Click on audio and video for race-by-race analysis. Paul, it's almost the end of the show. We need your best bet, please.
I'm going to go with Sing Dragon. This horse having his first start on the surface. You can see him, we can watch the video here where he went straight to the front. I think the tactics will be exactly the same. There's some pretty good horses in this race with Victory Moments, Youthful Deal downgraded and whatnot, but I just thought the way this horse won, he won a little bit cheekily, won with a little bit in hand, and he finished off strongly. And I think he can go 2 from 2 on the surface. I think he's really found his niche here. The long shot, the horse we just talked about, Majestic Colour, from barrier 1, he should get a perfect run just in behind All Majestic Colour. In the play, we're doing race 7. Haka Radiance, Panda Legend, Fast Victory, all should be at good prices.
Yeah, indeed. Could be some good value there. My best bet, race 3, number 10, Hinakabi Kagura, Jamie Richards and Zach Purton teaming up. He's only had a couple of starts on the surface, this horse, and he usually runs home strongly. That's what he's been doing, and here he is highlighted once again, and he's closed off quite strongly here in this race, and I thought it was a very eye-catching performance. This race that he runs it on Wednesday night is not overly strong, I think, by any stretch. So hopefully he's good enough to win. I think he is ready to do so. The long shot coming up, race 7, number 10, Mayhem. Keith Young on board there. He's run okay on the all-weather in the past, and he might just get his opportunity here. And the play, race 5, numbers 4, 5 and 8 for me.
Best bet, Tyrise Power. That man, Francis Lloyd Keegan DeMello on board. His trial form of the all-weather was excellent leading into that last start where he flew home to run 5th, beaten a length and a half. He'll be a further run fitter for that. Haka Radiance has trialled well on the all-weather. He's had one all-weather trial since he's been in Hong Kong. The rest have been on turf, and he did win over 2,000 metres on the poly track prior to arriving. And the play, race 4, a QQP. Last start winner, Solid Shala. Beauty Destiny, who's also trialled up well on the surface, and High Rise Power 2, 9 and 10. Looking at the diary about what is upcoming, feature racing on Sunday with a couple of Group 2s, the Sprint Cup and the Chairman's Trophy, and then back to Happy Valley next Wednesday night. But big day on Sunday, Nick. Sprint Cup, Chairman's Trophy. Lucky Sweyness makes an appearance.
He does, yeah. And I look thoroughly looking forward to it, of course. And they're sort of nice trials, aren't they, for Champions Day? So there should be a bit to learn from those.
Yeah, definitely. And hopefully Beauty Channel can bounce back in the mile as well.
And our Wednesday night favourite, Tomodachi Kokoro, runs in the Sprint Cup.
There we go. It's a big step up for him, so we wish him all the best.
Absolutely, those fields will be out later in the week. That has been Racing to Win. A reminder, it's a Wednesday night at Sha Tin, and Champions Day that Nick mentioned coming up on the 28th of April, so it's not too far away. But a heap to go before we get there. Big thanks to both Nick and Paul. That has been Racing to Win. We'll see you for the first race on Wednesday nights at 7:10.